Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. The movie opens on a quiet bridge, where a young couple, Sadie and Craig, are seen making out inside a car. But their fun is abruptly cut short when strange noises echo outside. Craig thus nervously steps out to check, but he doesn't see anyone around. But then all of a sudden,
fuck this.
Sadie screams in terror and runs into the nearby woods, while the killer begins chasing after her. But soon, the man trips on a wire and falls, after which another girl, Michaela, emerges from hiding. The two girls attempt to knock him out with a taser, but when it fails, Michaela strikes him with a hammer to finally make him unconscious. In the next scene, the masked man wakes up inside some kind of warehouse, where he's tied to a chair. He turns out to be a notorious serial killer named Lowell, who threatens to cut the girls open from the inside out. However, the duo reveals that they're actually his biggest fans, and they run a blog about brutal murders called Tragedy Girls. It turns out they've been trying to lure him for a long time, and Sadie had to make out with almost 30 guys, before Lowell finally showed up. She then tells him they want him to be their mentor and teach them, but Lowell shows no interest and spits at her. Just then, Craig, who has been lying nearby, is seen to still be alive, and he weakly begs for an ambulance to be called. But in a shocking twist, Sadie shoves a gag into his mouth and suffocates the poor boy to death. Even worse, the girls begin to dismember his body, so they can dissolve the parts in acid to erase any trace. After that, they put a bag over Lowell's head and lock him inside a dark room, before returning to their respective homes, as if nothing has happened. The next day, the girls post on their Twitter page about Craig, who is now considered missing. They even discuss this with several students, and ask them to follow Tragedy Girls for any updates on the case. Later in class, the local sheriff arrives, and claims that Craig most likely ran away from home, but Sadie and Michaela disagree, stating that he's probably the next victim of the serial killer. But the sheriff doesn't think so, and urges the students to come forward if they have any information. Later, the girls notice the sheriff talking with a boy named Jordan, who is their classmate. It turns out Sadie and Jordan are good friends, but he has a huge crush on her. Michaela wants to get rid of him, but Sadie insists they need him for video editing, and points out that he's talented. Afterward, the two girls are upset that their video isn't getting many views. They also check the CCTV to monitor Lowell, who desperately struggling to break free. They thus come up with an idea to gain more followers by committing murders, and framing Lowell for everything, which they can post about on their page. Later on, the duo heads to cheerleading practice, where the head cheerleader, Sylvia, mocks Michaela for not wearing proper footwear. This irritates the two girls, and when they check their social media, they notice that Michaela's ex-boyfriend, Toby, has more followers than they do. The duo thus approaches him, and Sadie asks him to promote their blog, but he refuses. Instead, he starts talking about some random philosophical stuff, which impresses Michaela a lot. Upon returning home, Sadie declares that she wants to kill Toby, which Michaela disagrees with because she finds him cute. Regardless, Sadie manages to persuade her, and they begin plotting his death using the new motorcycle he just bought. But first, they head back to the warehouse, and feed Lowell dog food to keep him alive. At night, Toby is riding his motorcycle when, behind him, Michaela speeds in a car, and nearly runs him over. The confused boy accelerates, only to encounter spikes on the road, forcing him to swerve violently into the roadside. Sadie has been recording the entire thing, and the girls excitedly watch the video. But soon, they hear Toby groaning in agony nearby, and realize he is still alive. And so, they begin stabbing him multiple times to finish the job, right when a car pulls over nearby. Sadie rushes to check, and a man asks if she needs help, to which she responds that it's just a car problem that she can fix. Meanwhile, Toby tries to scream for help, so Michaela brutally drives another stab into him. Toby thus states that if he's going to be murdered, he's glad it's her, and soon takes his last breath. Disturbingly, Michaela becomes aroused by his words, and begins kissing his lifeless body until her friend arrives and stops her. The next morning, the two girls arrive at school, excited to spread the word about how they found Toby brutally murdered this morning. However, they are disappointed to learn that the authorities have ruled it as just a road accident, not a murder. They then come across Jordan, who claims he supports them, since they're the only ones trying to make people see the truth. He also warns that it could be dangerous for them with a serial killer on the news, but the duo says they aren't scared. Later, Sylvia gathers a prom committee and suggests that, since 2 of their classmates have died, they should cancel the prom this year to honor them. Michaela and Sadie strongly disagree with this, sparking a heated argument between them. Sylvia thus decides to hold an open vote, and when the majority sides with her, it infuriates the 2 girls. Afterward, the duo heads to a showcase where Sylvia has made a wooden library model, intended for people to leave and share books. This makes them very jealous, so they decide to thrash it to get their revenge. Soon, Sylvia discovers her model has been utterly destroyed and begins to panic, since this was her key opportunity to win a scholarship. In the evening, Sylvia stays late at school to finish her project, right when she hears strange noises, and the lights go out. She manages to turn them back on, but finds herself surrounded by 2 masked figures wielding knives. Sylvia asks who they are, but quickly recognizes Michaela's shoes. She then tries to run away, but one of the masked girls pushes her against a button, which activates some chains, lifting the poor girl and causing her to collide with a saw, which brutally cuts off her head. But the 2 are annoyed by this, as this will also look like an accident, so they dismember the body into several pieces to spread the fear of the serial killer. The next morning, when a student returns to the school, she is horrified to find Sylvia's body scattered everywhere. This gruesome scene finally proves the serial killer theory, instantly boosting the tragedy girls' popularity, and gaining them more followers. A journalist wants to interview the 2 girls, while students are also eager to take pictures with them. Afterward, Jordan approaches Michaela, and notices the blood on her shoes, which strikes him as odd, but she quickly claims it's just due to her heavy menstrual period. Later, at the school auditorium, the 2 girls play footage to honor Sylvia, and urge the audience to follow their Twitter page. However, they are abruptly interrupted by a local firefighter named Big Al, who steps onto the stage, and delivers a motivating speech. He offers to volunteer to search every corner of town to catch the killer, which impresses everyone and earns him a round of applause. However, this infuriates Sadie and Michaela, who are jealous that the firefighter stole their spotlight. They decide he will be their next victim, and decide to poison him since he's too big to overpower. That evening, Jordan arrives at the station to ask his father to look into the Tragedy Girls blog, as it contains some crucial information. But his father refuses, stating that even if they catch the killer, it won't bring Jordan's mom back, and urges him to let go of his obsession. After the old man leaves his office, Jordan sneaks over to his dad's computer and proceeds to steal some important information. On the other hand, Big Al is working out late at a gym alone, right when Michaela approaches him. She begins flirting with him and deliberately knocks over his water bottle. She thus offers to refill it for him, and secretly slips poison into it. Meanwhile, Sadie is sitting in her car outside when she receives a text from Jordan saying he's coming to meet her in 20 minutes, which sends her into a panic. Elsewhere, Michaela hands the poisoned water to Big Al, but just as he's about to drink it, he hears noises outside, and rushes to check. He finds no one, while Sadie, who is sneaked inside, tries to warn Michaela that they need to hurry. Big Al soon returns and finally drinks the water, but Sadie decides to speed things up and attacks him. The man doesn't even flinch, and they throw multiple heavy objects at him, all of which he easily counters. And so, Michaela climbs onto him, but he effortlessly hurls her against a mirror. He then begins choking Sadie, and nearly kills her, right when this happens.
Put them in a trance.
Up next, Sadie drops a barbell onto his head, smashing his skull open. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this.